Here's a story which is literally breaking at the moment, and it's about Russell Brand, and it's an uncomfortable crossroads of celebrity justice and media accountability, and the long tail of the Me Too movement in Britain. On April the 4th, 2025, the Metropolitan Police formally charged Russell Brand, the once ubiquitous comedian and media personality, with 5 counts of assault. And Brand is due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on May the 2nd in what may be the most consequential legal proceedings involving a British celebrity since the Operation New Tree era. The charges stem from allegations made by 4 women concerning incidents which allegedly occurred between 1999 and 2005 at the height of Brand's rise to fame. According to the police, in 1999 there was an incident in Bournemouth. In 2001 there was an alleged incident in Westminster. In 2004 another alleged incident in Westminster, and finally a 4th woman alleges an assault between 2004 and 2005. These allegations were made in the wake of a major investigation by Channel 4 Dispatches, the Sunday Times, and the Times, which aired in September 2023. And that investigation, broadcast in the form of a 90-minute documentary, featured 5 women, 4 of whom remain anonymous, who came forward to accuse Brand of various forms of abuse. And the revelations prompted widespread media scrutiny, an urgent review by several institutions with whom Brand had worked, and conversion to Christianity. Notably, the BBC issued a formal apology after reviewing 8 complaints, including 2 submitted while Brand was still under contract, and these complaints ranged from the crude, Brand allegedly urinating in a cup during a live BBC Two radio broadcast, to the disturbing, such as an accusation of public indecency in the BBC's LA office, which shockingly was widely known but treated as a joke by the staff at the time. The atmosphere of permissiveness is a familiar pattern in celebrity misconduct cases, where power and charisma appear to cloak unacceptable behaviour under the guise of eccentricity or edgy comedy. And Brand, now 50, was once this figure turning up every time you switch on the telly, every time you open the wireless. This British pop culture giant, host of Big Brother's Big Mouth, star of Hollywood films like Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek, and briefly the husband of Katy Perry. He was also known for his vivid autobiographies detailing his struggles with addiction. More recently, he's recast himself as a digital provocateur, amassing millions of online followers with a blend of wellness messaging, spirituality, and conspiracy theory comedy, or a commentary. Sorry, I'm misrepresenting him there. His pivot to the internet coincided with a retreat from mainstream media, one now cast in a darker light following these revelations. Brand denies all allegations, insisting that past relationships were always consensual, and he's described the allegations as part of a coordinated attack. The Crown Prosecution Service has emphasised that the charges were only authorised after a thorough review of the evidence submitted by the Met, and Jaswant Narwal, the chief Crown prosecutor, has confirmed that the offences are non-recent, spanning over 2 decades ago, but nonetheless serious and actionable under UK law. Importantly, the CPS has issued a stark reminder: criminal proceedings are active and the presumption of innocence remains paramount. Public discussion must avoid prejudicial commentary, particularly on social media, which can undermine the fairness of any trial. This is not merely a legal nicety, it's a foundation of the rule of law in any democratic society. The case may well prove to be a watershed moment for Britain's ongoing reckoning with institutional accountability, media complicity, and the enduring challenge of justice for survivors of abuse. It's a test not only of Russell Brand's credibility, but of our justice system's capacity to handle historic allegations, and of the media's evolving role as both watchdog and amplifier, and of the public's willingness to resist trial by online opinion. So as we await Brand's first court appearance on May the 2nd, the question remains, will this case join the long line of celebrity scandals that end in equivocation and silence? Or will it mark the beginning of a legal and cultural reckoning that some people think is long overdue? The most important issue, I suppose, is that this has to represent a support for the victims and a support for all victims, wherever and whosoever they may be. And I hope that in the media circus, which is undoubtedly due to erupt, that the victims, although not named, will not be overlooked, and that this might inspire people to ask what sort of support is available to victims, because they, whether something meets the boundary of the test of being a legal case, or whether it doesn't, people who have suffered need support and need to seek that support. And I'm not sure that our society and the medical and social support that is allegedly on offer is actually, in real practice, is actually available. And I therefore worry greatly that we are, in some ways, putting the weight on blame and the legal process, rather than putting the emphasis on support and recovery, which must go hand in hand, and if anything must be paramount. And while the legal process goes on, I think let me just add my voice to caution about what is permitted, the speculation that is allowed, and the presumption of innocence which is expected.